Regional Regional heads reach an agreement on a digitization system. New tonight, we'll tell you the progress being made at the 47th CARICOM Heads of Government meeting in Grenada. The chairman stresses the need for the Caribbean community to stick together. But first, a deadly domestic dispute in Anglerston Tuesday morning now under investigation, as police now warn residents who may be struggling in their relationships. Also, a massive weapons and ammunition find on Grand Bahama. A man now in custody as investigators say more than 500 rounds seized. Then in Our News at 7:30, the opposition presses government to release the May 2024 budget report, accusing the Davis administration of politicking and concealment. Our News live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to Our News live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kendino Knowles. Haitian issues, a key focus at the CARICOM leaders' talks in Grenada this week. With millions in Haiti facing food insecurity, the big question, how CARICOM will assist with humanitarian aid. Berthany McDermott will join us live from Grenada with more at the bottom of the hour, but we are also learning regional heads have agreed in principle on a new digitization system for the region. We'll get to all the developments from CARICOM shortly, but for now, we are following some breaking news tonight as police on the scene of another homicide in Fox Hill. Little is known about this latest incident right now, but police reported just before news time that it happened in the area of Fox Hill Park. Our News is en route to the scene as investigators are at this moment piecing together the circumstances of this latest killing, which comes on the heels of another killing earlier today. A woman lost her life in the Anglerston community due in part to what police say is an alleged domestic dispute. Sasha Lightbourne was on the scene.
Those were the cries of family members when we visited the country's latest homicide scene this afternoon through Homestead Street. Police tell Our News they received a call just after 11:30 a.m. from a man who requested assistance. Officer in charge of the Grove Police Station, Chief Superintendent Dwight Smith, revealing these preliminary findings.
On the arrival there, they met a female who appeared had some injuries to the upper body. On the EMS made a vital sign check of the female and find that she was unresponsive. At this time, police then requested the assistance of our investigators to come in, and we spoke to a male who may be a relative of the lady.
Family members identified the victim as 44-year-old Teresa Knowles. Now, Knowles' sister, who is just behind me, says that she was a kind and generous woman.
Very quiet, very nice. Very nice. The lady from where she worked said they didn't like her not coming to work and not calling. Said she always call, whatever the circumstances is. I said, I'm going to look. We done been up and down. When we came through here, I saw the car, I saw the truck. I said, Jesus.
This brings the homicide count to 74 for the year. Reporting for Our News, I'm Sasha Lightbourne.
And as police probe the circumstances of Knowles' death, 74 for the year, investigators now investigating the 75th homicide for the year in Fox Hill. Just beginning, a probe into that is just beginning, and we told you about it at the top. Our News is actually on the scene. We'll have more on that coming up in Our News at 7:30. And a 45-year-old man found himself in police custody in Grand Bahama last night. This after a team of officers executing a search warrant in the home found high-powered weapons, a firearm and components, and over 500 rounds of ammunition. On top of this, they say they also found what police describe as a large quantity of suspected marijuana. Officer in charge of the Northern Bahamas, Assistant Commissioner Shadow Knowles, offering these details.
What you've seen before us last night is the result of officers from our department here, our anti-gang and firearm department here on Grand Bahama, obtaining information, developing that information, and executing. Shortly after 9 p.m. last night, the officers from the anti-gang and firearms unit, along with officers from our customs department, executed a search warrant on a home in the eastern part of the city of Freeport. This was as a result of information they had received.
And regional leaders have been locked in meetings for the past 2 days, trying to find solutions to the similar challenges we all face. One of those issues, the ongoing challenge in Haiti. Pressing issue saw regional leaders gather in an evening caucus. We'll have an update on that in just a minute, but first, regional heads have reached an agreement in principle on a digitization system for the region. CARICOM Chairman Grenada Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell heads the CARICOM subcommittee on the issue and was just one of the many agenda items for this year's session. It comes days after he stressed the need for the Caribbean to stick together.
The discussions have started. We have agreed in principle on a digitization strategy that I roll out. It covers a number of areas from digital infrastructure, digital skills training, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, data analytics, etc. Part of it is to develop a CARICOM skills fund.
And of course, we are still following developments at the 47th CARICOM meeting. Berthany McDermott, he's live from Grenada tonight. That's coming up in our news at 7:30. And public servants who received their first salary payments for the new fiscal year on Monday claiming discrepancies in their pay. The public service minister is refuting those claims while the head of the union representing public service workers is demanding fair compensation. Delvado Emmanuel has more on the back and forth.
Increment payments that were negotiated by the Bahamas Public Service Union that is paid in the month of July were paid on time.
Public Service Minister Pia Glover-Roll responding to concerns from employees across the public services after an alleged discrepancies in their salary posted on July 29th.
There seems to be that employees did not consider the deductions that would come as a result of their salary deductions. And in this instance, for the first time, the NIB deduction that has been increased.
The minister, who spoke on the sidelines of an induction ceremony for customs officers on Monday, said all increment payments were made, save for what she says is a very small number of employees who have had systemic issues. Those issues, she says, are being worked on to ensure accuracy of payments before they're issued. Meanwhile, in a press conference at his office on Tuesday, President of the Bahamas Public Service Union, Kimsley Ferguson, criticized the minister's statement as insufficient and dismissive.
Public servants are quite aware of what commitments they have in relation to salary deduction, so I don't see where that comment serves to justify what transpired.
Ferguson also suggested government could have explored making incremental NIB payments, claiming the recent increase in contributions wiped out any increment a public servant may have received.
I believe that the government could have been even a little bit more considerate and deducted monies in a incremental way. And so again, it appears as if the government gave an increase and took it back.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
And Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard says his party, not surprised, some residents have not seen decreases in their energy bills for the month of July. This following a promise made to Bahamas Power and Light customers by Prime Minister Philip Davis during this year's budget debate to check your bills. Pintard says in addition to the cost of electricity increasing under the Davis administration, reliance on the power giant has gone down.
They have been bad for energy improvement, cost effectiveness in the Bahamas. And it is quite possibly going to get worse. Now that they have decided to avoid competitive bidding in most of the privatization that they are engaged in now with BPL, So we don't know for sure whether the cost is going to go down. What they have predicted previously has not panned out.
Government's energy reform plan leaving many, including the opposition and Bahamas Electrical Workers Union, with questions and uncertainty, with the possible privatization of BPL top on the list. Pintard says privatizing can be a good thing only if proper consultation is carried out.
The level of arrogance in the decision making is unreal. It is important if you're privatizing BPL and workers are fearful that some of them will be laid off, that they will not be able to get the package which they have negotiated with the government, for you to, in advance of making the decision to privatize, that you would basically have a discussion with them. Privatization could be a positive thing if there's competitive bidding, if there is consultation, and if all concerned are aware of how the privatization is going to be executed.
Well, we'll hear more from the F&M leader, who's also calling on government to release a monthly budget report they say is way past due. Be sure and stick around for that story. And the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation addressing a travel advisory by Silva Airways, which has canceled flights to South Bimini through August 2nd due to mechanical issues with an old fire truck. A statement says Airport Authority mechanics will repair the truck by Thursday, and a new fire truck is expected to arrive next week. All right, we've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Kenny, and a happy Tuesday, everybody. A scorch over day today, temperatures into the 90s again. We are still under a heat advisory for the entire chain of island, and we saw heat indices in the triple digits. Still warm outside our studios, 86 degrees. We have a few clouds out there. The winds are out of the east at 9 miles per hour, but it still feels like a very, very warm 97 degrees on the outside. Temperatures around the islands right now, 84 in Freeport, Marsh Harbor, Abaco, and you guys there in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, you have some showers nearby. 85 Allenstown, Bimini. 86 is Great Harbor Key here in the capital and in Governor's Harbor. Over Nickel San Andres, the big yacht, you guys are 88. 87 Kemps Bay, we pick up 85s, Arthurstown, Cat Island, Coburn Towns, and Salvador, and in Georgetown, the Exumas. Deadman's Key, 86 with an isolated thunderstorm nearby. And into the southeast Bahamas, 85 Duncantown, Ragged Island, Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Matthewtown, Inagua. Abrams Bay, 84, Delectable Bay, and Providenciales. You all guys are checking in at 86 degrees. Satellite radar composite, well, we are looking at a stationary, what's left of a front. We're calling it a surface trough, really across the northwest Bahamas. Really only keeping the showers and thunderstorms across that general location. Most of the islands now under a ridge of high pressure. And we are still looking at the tropics. We're still watching that area of disturbed weather that's basically not really even getting its act together. Just a scattering of some showers and isolated thunderstorms. But it is still projected to move towards the west-northwest, approaching the Bahamas by the end of the week. So we are going to continue to monitor this. National Hurricane Center has bumped up the chances for formation over the next 7 days to 60%. So by the time it gets into our neck of the woods, we're looking for an increase in some showers and some thunderstorm activity across our chain of islands. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Thanks, Greg. And still to come on our news, an extraordinary performance from Team Bahamas in Olympic swimming today as Lamar Taylor set a new national record in the men's 100 freestyle. We'll show you sights and sounds from the City of Love as Team Bahamas prepares to show out in other disciplines when Our News returns.
No travel, no problem. Summer is here. Whether you're fighting to stay cool or heating up the fun, Our News Weekend is your guide to the ultimate staycation. We're talking all of the hidden gems right in our backyard, from the hottest bars and lounges to the coolest excursions and events in town. So stay cool, stay local, and stay tuned. Tune in every Saturday to make sure your summer staycation is an unforgettable sensation. Only on Our News Weekend.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
extra. What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you with?
I heard you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell?
Is this what the hotel is really worth?
The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes.
This is 242 The Gospel.
Are you ready for the stormy season? Don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure your data and communications, ensuring they're accessible even in the worst of weather conditions. Don't let the storm catch you off guard this season. Stay ahead of the game with Bahamas Cloud from Alive Business.
Take a look at these breathtaking snapshots from the 2024 Paris Olympics as the golden hues of sunset bathe the city of love. Thousands of tourists and sports enthusiasts gather at the iconic garden to witness the Olympic cauldron take off. This nightly spectacle, a highlight of the Games, showcasing athletic excellence against the backdrop of Paris's timeless charm. Now, awestruck crowds eagerly join in the unforgettable celebration. Welcome back to Our News. Today, Team Bahamas delivered an extraordinary performance in swimming. Lamar Taylor set a new national record in the men's 100-meter freestyle, making him the 26th fastest in the world for that race. We expect more outstanding performances, with Renishka Gibbs set to race in the 50-meter freestyle on Saturday. Before that, we'll be rooting for Ken Mullings, who will represent the Bahamas for the first time ever in the Olympic decathlon on Thursday. With more now from the Olympics, here's 10th-year seniors with Our Sports.
This update from the Paris Olympics is powered by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Mark Nutt. Let's do show. Competition officially began for Team Bahamas at the Paris Olympics, and Lamar Taylor was first up in the pool. Taylor won his heat of the 100-meter free in a new national record, 48.84 seconds, but did not advance to the semifinal.
Other than that, pretty happy with the swim. It was a pretty big PR. Just hoping that I can place well. Looks like I'm in 12th, I think, right now. But we'll see what happens. I love and appreciate everyone who texted me and asked me, texted me, telling me some of that's my ability and they're proud of me. It really does mean a lot from the support back at home, just knowing even though if I don't come first or don't medal or anything like that, I still got the support and everything. I love it and appreciate it today.
Just 2 games in and Jazz Chisholm is already making an impact in the Yankees lineup. Chisholm hit 2 home runs last night in the Yankees' 14-4 win over the Philadelphia Phillies at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's been a really wild, everybody from the Bahamas calling me because I'm playing for the Yankees now, and my grandparents, my grandma, everybody talking to me, telling me, hey, it's going to be all right, so it's been good.
BJ Murray and Trace Thompson were teammates in the World Baseball Classic with Great Britain, now teammates for the Iowa Cubs in AAA. Murray wasn't in the lineup, but Thompson homered for the first time as a Cub in the 9-8 loss to the Indianapolis Indians.
That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS. Stay tuned to our news at 7:30 for details on these stories and more. Back to the studio.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as Venezuelans clash with police after Sunday's disputed election results. Plus, the Haitian Prime Minister faces gunfire after a CNN interview in Port-au-Prince. We'll tell you the aftermath when our news returns.
No travel, no problem. Summer is here. Whether you're fighting to stay cool or heating up the fun, Our News Weekend is your guide to the ultimate staycation. We're talking all of the hidden gems right in our backyard, from the hottest bars and lounges to the coolest excursions and events in town. So stay cool, stay local, and stay tuned. Tune in every Saturday to make sure your summer staycation is an unforgettable sensation. Only on Our News Weekend.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
Extra. What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you with?
I heard you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need you 25 cents no more.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. Venezuela opposition leader Maria Corina Machado said on Monday the country's opposition has 73.2% of the voting tallies from Sunday's election, allowing it to prove election results it says gives it a victory, as protesters gathered in towns and cities across Venezuela against incumbent President Nicolas Maduro's declaration of a win. Brian Chang has more.
Protests erupted across Venezuela Monday, shortly after sitting President Nicolas Maduro was declared winner in a disputed election. Their results were met with doubt in Washington and beyond, and independent pollsters have called the official numbers implausible. In the Caracas neighborhood of El Valle and the city of Maracay, police fired tear gas while protesters blocked roads.
I came to the street. We want freedom. We're tired of this government.
The United States in 2018 called Maduro's re-election at that time to be fraudulent. His most recent win cements his third term in office and extends the Socialist Party's 25-year rule. Throughout the years, Maduro has presided over an economic collapse, the migration of about a third of the population, and sanctions imposed by the U.S. The Venezuelan Electoral Authority said Maduro won 51% of the vote on Sunday, but independent pollsters say it was a decisive win for opposition candidate Edmundo Gonzalez. Gonzalez has repeatedly warned against bloodshed. However, on TV Monday morning, Maduro claimed paid agitators assaulted electoral agency officers.
We are familiar with this movie, and we know how to face these situations and how to defeat the violent.
Shortly after the results of Sunday's election were announced, opposition leader Maria Corina Machado said the opposition won 73.2% of the voting tallies. Venezuela's defense minister has warned against allowing a repeat of the, quote, terrible situations of 2014, 2017, and 2019. In those years, anti-government protesters took to the streets and hundreds were killed.
And Haitian security forces fired weapons to protect interim Prime Minister Gary Conille as he left a hospital in Port-au-Prince, Haiti on Monday. And this was following a CNN interview illustrating the violence plaguing the nation. The interview at the gang-destroyed General Hospital was interrupted by nearby gunfire. Conille, CNN, and officials departed under heavy scrutiny with shots fired to provide cover. The Haitian National Police and multinational security support later secured the area. Haiti faces severe gang violence and political upheaval, with 80% of the capital controlled by gangs. Conille, appointed in May, aims to lead Haiti to new elections. And Curaçao was officially welcomed as the 6th associate member of CARICOM, announced at the 47th General Regular Meeting of CARICOM Heads of Government in Grenada. Secretary General Carla Barnett and Prime Minister Gilmar Pisas highlighted Curaçao's commitment to regional integration. Pisas emphasized that Curaçao's Caribbean identity and strategic location will enhance trade and economic cooperation. The nation is already negotiating trade agreements with the Dominican Republic and Trinidad and Tobago, aiming to support CARICOM initiatives in renewable energy, digital technology, and sustainable development. Coming up in our news at 7:30, Haiti's crisis, a key topic at this week's CARICOM Talks in Grenada. With millions facing starvation, the pressing question, how will CARICOM deliver humanitarian aid? Our Berthany McDermott is on the ground. And the opposition slams the Davis administration for alleged concealment and delays over a missing May budget report. We'll tell you the other criticisms members are leveling when our news returns.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need a
No travel, no problem. Summer is here. Whether you're fighting to stay cool or heating up the fun, Our News Weekend is your guide to the ultimate staycation. We're talking all of the hidden gems right in our backyard, from the hottest bars and lounges to the coolest excursions and events in town. So stay cool, stay local, and stay tuned. Tune in every Saturday to make sure your summer staycation is an unforgettable sensation. Only on Our News Weekend.
The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell? Is this what the hotel is really worth?
The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes.
This is 242 the Gospel.
Are you ready for the stormy season? Don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure your data and communications, ensuring they're accessible even in the worst of weather conditions. Don't let the storm catch you off guard this season. Stay ahead of the game with Bahamas Cloud from Alive Business.
On this day in Bahamian history, in 1901, Mary Ingram, a suffragette and civil rights leader, was born in Nassau. In 1905, former Governor Ambrose Shea died in London. In 1962, Leon Walker Young, a businessman and politician, passed away at 86. L.W. Young School is named after him. And in 2020, the Boxing Day and New Year's Day Junkanoo parades were officially canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. To see this and more episodes of Today in History, you can head over to ournews.bs. That's going to do it for us in News at 7. Joining us now is Marlena Leonard with the latest headlines.
All right. Thanks, Ken. Well, let's take a look at your latest headlines. Tonight on Our News. First tonight in Our News Live at 7:30, the 47th CARICOM meetings continue. Regional leaders turning their attention to Haiti. We have the latest from our Berthany McDermott, who is in Grenada, straight ahead. And a woman killed in an alleged domestic dispute this afternoon. Plus, a local labor consultant calling on government to rethink the way government negotiates with foreign investors. And later, the Gap Seed Room is back. Our Danielle Miller has the latest on the popular digital show when Our News Live at 7:30 returns.
Inti Corporation is on the move, day by day, panel by panel. Our commitment to sustainable energy becomes more real. With each milestone, Inti redefines what is possible. Not only are the Lucayas solar power projects on the island of Grand Bahama growing in scale, they are setting a new standard for energy independence in the Bahamas. These state-of-the-art solar farms at the Fairfield and Devon sites, once completed, will harness the power of the sun to generate 9.5 megawatts of clean, sustainable energy. Inti is on the move as a beacon of progress and innovation that is rapidly transforming our energy landscape. Witness the future of sustainable energy unfolding on the island of Grand Bahama as Inti Corporation shines brighter than ever. Inti Corporation, powering your world, powering your future.
Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited looks forward to helping our customers eliminate wasted energy. Energy conservation is the decision and practice of using less energy. Energy efficiency means using less energy to perform the same task, unplugging appliances not in use. That's energy conservation. Replacing an old refrigerator, washing machine with a new model, adding insulation to the attic and walls of a home. That's energy efficiency. People conserve to gain more control over their energy bill and to reduce demand on the Earth's natural resources. Take this journey with us as we build for better. BPL.
You've seen electric cars on the road, but isn't it time you drive one? Easy Car Sales invites you to experience the smooth, powerful ride and immerse yourself in the luxury and
Welcome to Our News, and thanks for joining us. I'm Marlena Leonard. The problems in Haiti are at the center of talks with CARICOM leaders this week in Grenada. With millions of Haitians struggling with food insecurity, the question is, how will CARICOM help in getting humanitarian aid there? Our Berthany McDermott is in Grenada and joins me live. Berthany?
We heard from the delegation here at CARICOM led by Haiti's Provisional Council leader. Haiti's foreign minister translated for their Provisional Council president. She told reporters in the room that 70% of the healthcare system in the metropolitan area in Haiti remains inoperational. Regional leaders agreeing that the ongoing violence there is making an humanitarian crisis.
It certainly is a little better, but no, it's still an enormous challenge, and there's still significant work to be done in relation to that, because the security situation is worsening the humanitarian situation.
It's a domino effect, and just one of the items on the list of concerns regional leaders are discussing at the 47th CARICOM Summit. CARICOM Chairman and Grenada's Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell admits to some progress in Haiti, but is hoping to see more. A transitional national council has been elected, led by Edgard LeBlanc Fils, an important step towards political and economic stability.
If you can't move the aid or the food, and if you can't get it to people because roads are blocked, or there's burning of tires in the street, or the items have been robbed or looted and so on, then obviously it makes the humanitarian situation worse. So no, we are not satisfied with where the security situation is, but I'm sure Mr. LeBlanc and his team, as well as the Haitian people, will over time get to the point where, even if it's incremental, that the security situation is stabilized and improved.
The World Food Program says 4.3 million Haitians are facing extreme hunger, including nearly 1.4 million people on the brink of starvation. Mitchell and his regional counterparts are this week looking at ways of financing institutions like the Haitian police.
We are also going to look and see how, from a material support point of view, we can come together to help with the humanitarian effort and the humanitarian relief.
The Bahamas is always heavily involved in talks on Haiti, given the decades-old immigration problem with fleeing Haitians. Education Minister Gladys Hannah Martin, who leads the Bahamian delegation at these talks, put it this way.
The level of suffering is immense, and that is the one thing that came out of that. And I think that's something that really causes us now to understand the solutions must come urgently.
Now, Marlena, the Eminent Persons Group is set to visit Haiti in about 10 days to continue discussions on ways they can help the Haitian situation. Coming to you live from Grenada, I'm Berthany McDermott, sending it back to you on the desk, Marlena.
Thanks, Berthany. Well, that update from our Berthany McDermott and Emilio Carey, who are both on the ground in Grenada. And of course, be sure and stay tuned to Our News this week for continued coverage of the 47th CARICOM Heads of Government meeting. And unfortunately, the country recording yet another homicide this afternoon, this time through Homestead Street in the Anglerston community. The victim identified by her family as 44-year-old Teresa Knowles. Head of the Grove Police Station Chief Superintendent Dwight Smith says the police control room received a call just after 11:30 this morning. The person who made the call, now in custody.
On the arrival there, they met a female who appeared had some injuries to the upper body. On the EMS made a vital sign check of the female and find that she was unresponsive. At this time, police then requested the assistance of our investigators to come in, and we spoke to a male who may be a relative of the lady, and he is assisting police at this particular time.
And the Davis administration is tonight being accused of politicking, concealment, and delay, as the opposition says government has yet to release the monthly budget report for May. Joshua Williams tells us more in this report.
The opposition not letting up on its demands for government to share its monthly budget report for May 2024, insisting they're 2 months past due. This latest grievance coming at the start of the parliamentary summer recess. Leader Michael Pintard, who's accusing government of withholding information from taxpayers, says these reports are important for decision makers.
To creditors, to investors, local and international, to rating agencies. And the Bahamas government is obligated to move in a timely fashion to release this information.
The opposition has long been critical of the Davis administration and the time it takes to release information. This, coupled with the unanswered questions in Parliament, leaving some with the view government has something to hide.
This is a question we ask on a regular basis. We know that they have failed to reach the deficit as they have described it. They continue to bust their deficit. They continue to have widening deficit because they refuse to control spending, and at the same time, they boast about revenue collection.
Pintard also accusing the government of not telling the full story in the monthly budget reports, insisting taxpayers only get a snapshot of government's revenue.
This isn't really time to play politics with the numbers. We need to know where we are, what adjustments we need to make on in terms of spending. Do we need to tighten our belts? But of course we do. We also need to know what additional measures through the Revenue Enhancement Unit they may introduce without choking businesses in the country.
Now, Pintard says the only way government's fortunes can turn for the good is if they provide a clear economic fiscal plan.
Reducing the amount of money they're pumping into state-owned enterprises. How are they going to retool the workforce? Again, how are they going to manage the debt?
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
A local labor consultant is calling on government to rethink the way we negotiate with foreign investors. John Pinder is a consultant for the Bahamas Industrial General Service Union employees. He says it's time we push for more than the promise of low-paying jobs for Bahamians when negotiating.
I also think it's time for our governments to stop negotiating these special islands and keys for the cruise line the way they do it. I believe it's more beneficial to Bahamians if we look at the model of either the airport authority, with the NAD operating the airport, but it's still owned by the government, or even a partnership as relates to the one that has the BTC with the government. If we control 51%, you get 49, or we get 49, you get 51. We have to stop making the cruise line and foreign investors feel as though the only thing we're looking for is a couple low-paying jobs for Bahamians.
The labor consultant also urging government to move away from the idea that politicians should participate in negotiations.
Not because you're a politician or a minister makes you a good negotiator. We need to engage persons with good negotiating skills. Okay? It's one thing to get hair tax of all the tourists coming to the Bahamas and brag about it, but what about them leaving some extra funds in our economy so that the Bahamian people can feel and make their own living rather than having to depend on social services, which you would have probably put some of the funds into as a result of collecting hair tax. It got to be more than that. So I really like to see the government change their approach on how to negotiate these heads of a government agreement with these investors. And if I've given you 10 years concession or 20 years concession, that should be equity. I'm buying into your business.
Well, we had hot temperatures around the islands today. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with your first look at weather. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Marlene, and a happy Tuesday evening, everybody. Very warm day around the islands. Once again, temperatures managed to get up into the 90s with triple-digit indices. 86 degrees is our current temperature, few clouds, and we're calling it warm. East winds at 9 miles per hour, but it still feels like a very warm 97 degrees on the outside. Satellite and radar composite. We have a stationary surface trough across the extreme northern islands. That's been generating some cloudiness as well as some showers and thunderstorms across that general vicinity. The remainder of the islands under the ridge of high pressure, we do still have that heat advisory in place for most of the island chain, but the extreme northern islands could see some relief from the heat courtesy of this stationary surface trough as well as some shower and thunderstorm activity. That's your quick check on conditions around the island. Stick with us. We will tell you about that disturbance still down near the Caribbean that we are going to continue to monitor over the next several days.
Still to come on Our News, the Solomon's Old Trail Road location finally officially reopening its doors today after months of renovations. The story when Our News returns.
You've seen electric cars on the road, but isn't it time you drive one? Easy Car Sales invites you to experience the smooth, powerful ride and immerse yourself in the luxury and latest tech features. Find out why the Bahamas is going electric. Visit easy242.com and book your test drive now. What are you waiting for? Save money, drive smarter. There's an EV waiting for you at Easy Car Sales.
No travel, no problem. Summer is here. Whether you're fighting to stay cool or heating up the fun, Our News Weekend is your guide to the ultimate staycation. We're talking all of the hidden gems right in our backyard, from the hottest bars and lounges to the coolest excursions and events in town. So stay cool, stay local, and stay tuned. Tune in every Saturday to make sure your summer staycation is an...
We are following some breaking news tonight as police are still on the scene of another homicide in Fox Hill. Little is known about this latest incident right now, but police reported it just before news time that it happened in the area of Fox Hill Park. Our News is on the scene, and as investigators are at it in this moment, piecing together the circumstances. Be sure and stay tuned to Our News Bahamas on Facebook for the latest. But for now, it's a day shoppers around the island have been waiting for. This morning, the Solomons on Old Trail Road location finally officially reopening its doors after months of renovations. The store now brings together modern technology with a sleek new look and employees committed to serving the community. It covers 25,000 square feet, also including a $1.7 million investment in solar energy. Board chairman at AML Foods Limited, Franklin Butler, says the project has been a long time coming.
For me, this is not just a brand new, modern, green, and environmentally friendly store that is well serviced with all the brands that you love. But today is about our vendors as well, and our improved processes that I can assure you is not just going to make today a special day, but every day a special day. We have heard the feedback that we don't always have what you need when you're looking for it. And I can assure you that you will have all that you need whenever you're looking for it.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
When Our News comes back from the break, our Danielle Miller has the latest on the return of the popular digital series, The Gapseed Show.
Coming up in sports, a new national record for Lamar Taylor at the Paris Olympics and a big night for Jazz Chisholm.
No travel, no problem. Summer is here. Whether you're fighting to stay cool or heating up the fun, Our News Weekend is your guide to the ultimate staycation. We're talking all of the hidden gems right in our backyard, from the hottest bars and lounges to the coolest excursions and events in town. So stay cool, stay local, and stay tuned. Tune in every Saturday to make sure your summer staycation is an unforgettable sensation. Only on Our News Weekend.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
extra. What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you with?
I heard you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need you 25 cents no more.
The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell? Is this what the hotel is really worth?
The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes.
This is 242 the Gospel.
Are you ready for the stormy season? Don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure your data and communications, ensuring they're accessible even in the worst of weather conditions. Don't let the storm catch you off guard this season. Stay ahead of the game with Bahamas Cloud from Alive Business.
Inti Corporation is on the move, day by day, panel by panel. Our commitment to sustainable energy becomes more real. With each milestone, Inti redefines what is possible. Not only are the Lucayas solar power projects on the island of Grand Bahama growing in scale, they are setting a new standard for energy independence in the Bahamas. These state-of-the-art solar farms at the Fairfield and Devon sites, once completed, will harness the power of the sun to generate 9.5 megawatts of clean, sustainable energy. Inti is on the move as a beacon of progress and innovation that is rapidly transforming our energy landscape.
This update from the Paris Olympics is powered by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Mark Nutt. Let's do show. Lamar Taylor set a specific set of goals headed into the Paris Olympics. One was to set a new personal best. Another was to set a new national record. He did both of those this morning in France. Swimming in Heat 5 of the 100-meter free, Taylor took first place in 48.84 seconds. He eventually finished 26th in the field of 79 swimmers.
I was pretty confident going into the event. I know that I trained hard for this race in this moment. I just had to execute, and I think I did pretty well. It's just the last 10, the last 15. My legs started to tighten up a little bit, and I couldn't really kick that much. I was just trying to power my way through it. I then took it up at a pretty good speed. Wasn't trying to do too much on my legs. The last 50, I was trying to come back and go as fast as I can.
The 16th fastest qualifier and final swimmer to advance to the semifinals was Hwang Sun-woo of South Korea in 48.41 seconds.
It's definitely not something that I'm not used to. I saw my world championship before, and pretty much racing the same guys over and over again, so it's not unfamiliar faces or anything like that. Thanks. So it's just pretty much trying to execute and not be afraid to race.
Although he's coming off a long collegiate season at Henderson State, the 21-year-old Taylor will be making the transition to the University of Tennessee Volunteers after the Olympics. At Henderson State, he was a 6-time NCAA Division II national champion. He was also the 2023 NCAA D2 Swimmer of the Year. Up next in the pool for Team Bahamas will be 18-year-old TCU freshman Renishka Gibbs. She will swim in the women's 50-meter freestyle on August 3rd.
If you wondered whether the bright lights for playing for the New York Yankees was too much for Jazz Chisholm, I think it's working out fine so far. Chisholm got the start at third base for the Yankees for the first time in his MLB career and hit 2 home runs in the Yankees' 14-4 win over the Philadelphia Phillies last night in Philadelphia. He finished 2 for 4, hit 2 home runs with 3 RBI and 2 runs. There's a lot to get to offensively, but Chisholm also shined defensively in his first start at third. On the first ground ball hit in his direction, he started a 5-4-3 double play. Chisholm came up as a shortstop, was an all-star at second, and has played center field in his last 2 seasons. Offensively, Chisholm hit his first home run with New York, an opposite field solo shot against Phillies ace Zach Wheeler. Chisholm added a second home run later in the game off Garrett Stubbs. Monday's homers are his 14th and 15th of the season. Game 2 of the series is currently underway, and Game 3 is set to conclude tomorrow afternoon. In his debut on Sunday, Chisholm picked up his first hit, stolen base, and win as a Yankee. At 63-45, the New York Yankees are now second place in the American League East.
That'll do it for Our Sports. This is 10YS. Do I think you should advance to the semis if you win your heat? Yes. Am I biased? Also yes.
Yeah, it's tough in these waters.
Back to the studio.
Still ahead on Our News tonight, our Danielle Miller has the latest on the return of the popular digital series, The Gap Seed Room. And Greg is back with your extended weather when Our News returns.
If life was as smooth as Heineken Silver.
No travel, no problem. Summer is here. Whether you're fighting to stay cool or heating up the fun, Our News Weekend is your guide to the ultimate staycation. We're talking all of the hidden gems right in our backyard, from the hottest bars and lounges to the coolest excursions and events in town. So stay cool, stay local, and stay tuned. Tune in every Saturday to make sure your summer staycation is an unforgettable sensation. Only on Our News Weekend.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
Extra. What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you with?
I read you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell? Is this what the hotel is really worth?
The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes.
This is 242 the Gospel.
Are you ready for the stormy season? Don't wait until the storm clouds gather. Contact the experts at Alive Business today and let us help you prepare for this hurricane season. For a limited time only, you can get 50% off our Bahamas Cloud, the ultimate solution to secure your data and communications, ensuring they're accessible even in the worst of weather conditions. Don't let the storm catch you off guard this season. Stay ahead of the game with Bahamas Cloud from Alive Business.
This is Our News. Thanks for sticking with us. We are still watching that system in the tropical Atlantic that's basically not really getting its act together, still embedded in some dry mass. But closer to home, we have a surface trough across the northwest Bahamas, basically what once was a front, generating quite a bit of showers and thunderstorm activity across that area. High pressure system dominating the remainder of the islands. That will continue to keep us rather dry across that area as well as hot. So we're looking at some very warm temperatures over the next several days. But this system we will continue to monitor over the next couple of days. It's not really showing any signs of development right now. Once again, it's still embedded in some very dry air mass as well as some Saharan dust, and the system will continue its west-northwestward track. By the end of the week, we expect the system to be near the southeast Bahamas and Hispaniola, so we're looking at an increase for some showers and thunderstorm activity. Also, the system will be moving into an area that's favorable for some further and slow development. National Hurricane Center giving this system about a 60% chance for development over the next 7 days. So we're asking you to continue to monitor the progress of this system once it moves into our neck of the woods. Water vapor showing the moisture across us. That's going to keep us rather hot and humid over the next several days. Heat advisory in place. Moisture associated with that disturbance in the Atlantic, really disorganized right now. Once again, drier mass all around this system, so the system is having a hard time trying to get its act together. The setup over the next couple of days, it's going to be approaching the Puerto Rico, Hispaniola area by Wednesday, Thursday time frame. Southeast Bahamas by Friday into Saturday, so increasing showers and moving into an area that's favorable for some further development once it gets into our neck of the woods. Boating forecast, northwest and central Bahamas tonight to tomorrow. Winds will be east to southeast 10 to 15 knots, seas running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Low tide is at 11:19 tonight. High tide takes place at 5:01 in the morning. For the southeast Bahamas, caution flag in place for you guys down there. East to south easterly wind flow 15 to 20 knots, seas running 4 to 6 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, we'll keep some spotty showers in the forecast Wednesday and Thursday, but by Friday we expect increasing showers and thunderstorm activity across the island chain. That will continue through Saturday and possibly even into Sunday, but by Monday we expect the system to be either in the Gulf of Mexico or moving to the north of us, and of course we could have some clouds hanging around. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
The team here at Our TV is filled with talented individuals known for great work in and outside of our studios. Tonight, we turn the spotlight on one of our producers who's created a show that discusses Bahamian culture from a millennial perspective. Danielle Miller has the story.
This is Jondisha Hall, affectionately and professionally known as JD. She currently serves as a producer of RTV's award-winning show, On the Record, and technical producer for Our News Weekend Edition. JD is also the creator, director, and producer of her digital series, The Gap Seed Room.
I ain't getting canceled. I don't do nothing to nobody. I just mind my own business.
Anybody get canceled off this?
You wake up, every day you won't be with man. You go to sleep, you with man. You wake up, you with man. You diss your girl, hang with man.
The hilarious series garnered the attention of thousands of viewers in its first year. Now, the Trapsy series is back.
I was being threatened for my life after the first season, and we took a year break. It seems as if the masses were waiting for the second season, so I had to make something happen.
This new season also brings some new faces to the cast.
Every year when I think about castmates, I don't just think about my friend group at large. I think about the people that I encounter on the daily, think of the people that inspire me, the people that I find hilarious, and even more so, like the people that I think I can learn something from.
Along with those new faces, there are some new relationships within the creative community.
We have a few collaborations, and a lot of that comes from a lot of the work that I do with them. A lot of the people are really interested and invested in pouring back into each other. So the circle of the community of who is collaborating and sponsors and everyone that's involved are people that I'm involved with personally and that I do work with, and they just wanted to pour back into me.
You can watch The Gap Seed Room exclusively on their YouTube page at The Gap Seed Room. Reporting for Our News, I'm Danielle Miller.
Thank you for joining us for Our News tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Marlena Leonard. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.